take one, action.
Hi, my name is Deshandra Carter, and welcome to When the Blue Comes Out. Today, I have a special guest, Michelle Carter from the New York City Department of Correction. Michelle, come on. Hi, Mom.
How are you?
I'm good. Have a seat.
Sure.
So for those of you that don't know, Michelle Carter is my mother, and we're going to talk today about her time with the New York City Department of Corrections. But first, I want to tell you, you want some wine?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Oh, you don't want no wine. Now you don't want the people to know you want no wine. No problem. I'm gonna drink this blue wine. And
Enjoy
matter of
yourself.
fact, I want to tell you. I don't know if I told you, but this is called Amour Genevieve. This is created by a young black guy. I shouldn't say black guy, but a young black man. His mother was a correction officer as well, and just wanted to support him. And because the wine was blue, and since the name of the show is When the Blue Comes Off, I wanted to support him. And since you don't want to have any, I'm just trying to myself. So, mother, you want me to call you mother? Or you want me to call you Michelle?
Whichever you prefer, however comfortable you are with it.
So, how many years did you do with the New York City Department of Corrections?
20.
You did 20.
Yes.
And what was your rank?
I was a correction officer, a CO.
And what would you say the hardest part of your job was?
The hardest part of my job was leaving you when I had to work the wheel, which is 3 different tours, a 7 to 3 tour, a 3 to 11, and a midnight. I was unable to attend some of your events in school. I had to leave you with your grandmother or your aunt, but that was the hardest thing I had to do.
So, that being the hardest thing you had to do, what was your greatest experience while working with the department?
Shield Day, when I presented you with your shield when you came on the job.
Were you still working at that time?
Yes.
Yeah, you were, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the highlight of your career, presenting me with my shield?
That was the highlight of my career. To know that, you followed in my footsteps. and
Did you
come on.
present me my shield when I got promoted too? No,
No,
no, it was just for your
just
shield.
officer. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm glad that kudos to me for getting the shield, guys. Follow the mama's footsteps. I'm gonna drink to that too. Have you ever been physically assaulted while working?
Yes.
And what was that scenario like? Or if you wanna just elaborate on either the worst assault, was it a?
Well, I had several altercations. There was a situation when I was in one facility and the inmate was having a confrontation with another officer, and of course you have to respond. So at that time, I had to intervene into that. There was another one when I was working in the women's house, Rosamund Singer, where an inmate pulled my hair. Yeah, and we got into an altercation, and of course the squad had to return.
You was just walking by and she pulled your hair?
No, she was cleaning my A station, which is the bubble. And she said, "Oh, Miss Carter, you have beautiful long hair." And she was cleaning, and she walked behind me, and she pulled my hair.
I guess she wanted to see if it was real or not.
I don't know, but she found out how my backhand was, because I turned around and slapped her, and I had to report that. But yeah, we got into an altercation after that.
Well, you weren't assaulted ever physically in a way that it totally caused you any physical?
No,
Okay.
no.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you made it out in one piece.
So am I.
So, if you had to say anything to women that were thinking about coming onto this job at this time, now you've been retired for how many years?
19.
So approximately 19 years, pretty much most of my career, I would say. Times have changed a lot in terms of from when you were working
So
now. But I'm pretty sure you hear different things, or you follow what's going on in the correctional news. What would you offer another female for coming onto the job?
I would tell her to stay focused, mind your business, don't have too many friends. Everything you do, document it. As they told us in the academy, cover your anatomy. This way you know exactly what's going on with you. But I would recommend it. But maybe not in this time, maybe in my time. But if you have to take it in this time, then you need to cover your anatomy.
Okay, so basically people make sure you're taking care of your BI, alright? So with that being said, I know you touched on what was the hardest part in terms of, you know, working and leaving me as a single parent. Were there ever other times in your career that you had to choose, like, you know, this is my job, this is my family? Was there any specific, you know, maybe not with me, but in our family dynamic at all? Maybe with your mother, your father, was there something that caused you a great, like, weight while you were still employed and you had to kind of make some tough decisions?
Well, I did at one time. You were in the hospital and you were getting ready to have a baby. And they didn't want to let me go. I told them I have to leave. My daughter's in the hospital. And I can't remember the deputy warden's name, but he told me, if you leave, you won't have a job. I said, well, I won't have a job, but my daughter's in the hospital. I said, people die in the hospital. He told me, well, there's nurses and doctors. I said, no, I'm going to be with my daughter. And I left. But as you can see, I didn't lose my job.
Right, that's good. I'm telling you, these people will drive you crazy.
Absolutely.
See, that's why you need a drink, Mom. Drink some wine. I don't know, because I
Here's
don't
to
know.
you, love.
Thank you. The fake empty glass don't make no sense. So, since you've been retired all this time, what have you been doing, or what are you looking forward to doing, and over this 19-year period, like?
Well, I've had several jobs after I retired. I worked with children. I worked in a group home. I worked at the airport. Now I'm doing some traveling. I travel with you. I'm trying to get my grandsons to get down to basics. As you know, we just had another addition to our family, so I want to spend time with the baby, which is my great-grand, which is your grand, and, but that's okay. It's all right. So, and I want to just stay healthy. You know, I want to stay healthy. I want to focus on my health and make sure that I'm here for a long time, so that when you need me, I can be available.
When I need you, better take care of that great-grand and your grandsons that you trying to keep in place. Don't worry about me. You did your part. I think I turned out okay.
Yes, you did.
I think I turned
And I'm
out
very proud of you.
okay.
You sure
So
did.
you work on those two, and then the great-granddaughter. So, would you say in working in the facility, is it harder for a man versus is it as hard for a woman to be in this environment?
Well, yes, it is, because by you being a female, you're more harassed by both male inmates and male officers. It is difficult because you don't get the same opportunities that male officer does. You don't get away with as much as that male officer does. You being a woman, you have to work extra hard.
So you would say that you exhibit favoritism?
Yes. Yes. Several times. Several times.
Okay. So anything else that you would want to discuss that you think that, again, you've been gone a long time, so things have changed from what you have heard, right? From the current employees there versus when you were there. What would you say you find the biggest difference?
The camaraderie, the teamwork. When I was on the job, the one thing I can say about the male officers, they did not allow the male inmates to disrespect female officers. They really didn't allow that. As you call it, the upper echelon, they don't know what's going on because they never jailed. They're not in there, they don't know. So what I had back then, it was a closeness. What they have now is just, what is the word I'm looking for? can't think of the word, but it's politics. It's all politics, you know, it's not what you do, it's who you know. You know, a lot of people can't get a position based on their merit, you know, you have to know someone in order to get that particular
Isn't
position.
that life?
Well, kinda, sorta, but I would rather get something on my merits than get it from somebody that knows me, or somebody that I'm dating, or someone that, you know, thinks I'm pretty, or I'm cute, or whatever. That's why.
Well, you know, right, we have the second half of this, experience here when the food comes off. We have the Carter's Diva Glamour Party, which you know all about because you do work on that glam truck plenty of times when I don't have any assistance. So we're going today. This time you don't have to work though. You don't have to work today. Today you're gonna actually be a guest. You're gonna get your face made over.
Thank you.
We have two excellent makeup artists today. We have Miss Watson and we have Miss Brittany. They're gonna, I don't know which one is going to be so lucky as to make over your face. However, one of the two lovely young ladies would be doing that. But just to go back into when you said, it was difficult for you to leave me or whatever. When you started corrections, I was 12.
That's what it was, 12? I couldn't remember, but I know
was
you was, yeah,
12.
you was a little thing.
I was 12.
Okay.
I might have been 12, 13 because I don't remember I was going to the 7th or the 8th grade. I think you might have been in the academy during that time. And what I remember the most was that I had a lot of freedom because, yeah, during the week, sometimes as I got older, I would go to my grandmother's house or I would be at home, but it left a lot of room for me to be unsupervised.
True.
Right? So, but I think even with me being unsupervised, as one of my past guests has stated before, it all is based on your upbringing, right? So when certain things are instilled in you, you know, like even though your mother's not home or you don't have any supervision, you knew better still not to do certain things, you know?
Because you knew what type of mother, what type of parents you had.
So, you know, I think one of the things that are missing today when it comes to single parents or being in that line of work, we have lost that because parents have become so focused on themselves. Like the parents are just all into them that they're forgetting about the kids. So they're not building structure. They're just going to work like robotic. Going to work, and forgetting their kids. So if you're not instilling those bases now, then the end result is gonna be catastrophe. And I think that's one of the most important things that I learned. Like even though I did a lot of working in this job, I did also have a good support system. So my kids were able to not be so unsupervised. But I'm very grateful that you was retired during their teenage years. I think you retired, Kaden might have been little. He might have been like 2. He might have been like 2, 3, because he's 20. He's 20. So if you've been retired for 19 years, he was like 2.
Camp and everything. They would come up on the summers.
But you were retired when he turned 2, if it was 19 years ago. But I want to thank you for sharing your story and your experiences. And anything you want, any advice, last minute advice you want to give to everyone?
No, but if you do take the job, like I said, just focus, you know, mind your business and get in the same way, come out the same way.
That's your advice.
That's my advice.
Do you ever regret taking the job?
No. You know, it allowed me to meet a lot of people, a lot of different people. I made some very good friends. It taught me how to do better report writing. Learning how, if you wrote something on a matchbook paper, that was a legal document. You know, so there's different things that I learned. No, I don't regret taking that job.
Well, again, Michelle Carter, thank you so much for being a guest on When the Boob Comes Off. And I look forward to seeing you later. How much time was that?
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. I just wanted to share with you that this video was recorded using my iPhone. I actually had a production team who unfortunately did not do the right thing and record my series in the proper light. There was no audio, and because there's no audio, I could not utilize the footage that they provided. So, with that being said, the next go round will be much better. But I felt that these stories were just way too important not to share with you. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.